and gentlemen, welcome to Bustin Loose, and what an exciting night of Northern Wrestling Federation action we had Saturday night in Fairfield. The action was unreal.
So much going on as the Northern Wrestling Federation heads into Fanfest. We're on that road, and we had a wild night here in Fairfield, as you mentioned. What about the situation involving the everyday players? It was last month where Brody Cormick defeated Big League in a match to determine who would be the captain of the team. Well, we saw that team implode here tonight.
Using underhanded tactics, he finally pushed his partner too far. So next month in Fairfield, we will see Brody Cormick and Big League go one-on-one. And this time, the captain better watch his back.
Absolutely. We also saw for the first time ever in the Northern Wrestling Federation, the Legends of the Squared Circle Championship was on the line here tonight in Fairfield, Ohio, as we saw the champion, Ryan Freeman, go one-on-one with former champion Sergeant Ledbetter. What a tremendous showing by these stars here from LSC. But in the end, it was Ryan Freeman locking on that kata hajime, that transmission, and getting the submission victory over Sergeant Ledbetter.
We can only imagine what's going to come of that when they return to their hometown next month. But don't forget, folks, we also saw the return of Muldoon as he took on Brandon Taggart and picked up a huge victory and is looking forward to seeing Mr. Reality Check when we return here on July 15th.
What a matchup that should be. What about the situation involving the Tag Team Championship here in the Northern Wrestling Federation? It could not be any wilder and any more hotly contested. Early in the night, we saw Jordan Clearwater and David Tyler come out to the ring, and they wanted their rematch. They wanted the opportunity to face Tough Justice for the Tag Team Championship. And then we saw Tough Justice come down to the ring, and we thought they agreed that if they could defeat, if Jordan Clearwater and David Tyler could defeat a tag team of Tough Justice's picking, then they would get an opportunity, a shot at the NWF Tag Team Championship. But what about what happened, Corporal Callie?
Oh my goodness, they showed exactly how scared they are to hold on to their spots in this company when they blindsided the youngsters by pretending that they were going to have them go against another team that is best friends with Ryan Stone.
Yeah, a very interesting ploy there by Ryan Stone and Matt Stevens, but in the end, we saw them leave Jordan Clearwater and David Tyler lying, but nevertheless, those tag team titles will be defended, and it's coming at FanFest.
That is going to be a huge event, so make sure you get your tickets early because FanFest is always huge. It's always a sellout, but make sure you're here on July 15th. For another exciting night of Northern Wrestling Federation action in Fairfield.
What about the situation involving Pompano Joe and legendary Larry D? That Tri-State Championship matchup was so hotly contested. And what we saw, Pompano Joe at one point, he had enough. He left the ring. He was going to leave ringside, go back to the locker room, accept the count-out loss. Well, T-Money was having none of that. T-Money blocked the entranceway and then sent Pompano Joe back down to ringside. But then who should show up but Chiron? What a situation we saw there.
Those four gentlemen got nothing resolved tonight. So, obviously, there's a lot of bad blood there. It's going to continue. It is spilling over. So make sure you check out Bustin Loose every week and make sure you join us in Fairfield because those four have a lot to still settle. It is going to be off the chain.
Absolutely. And what about the situation involving Unified Champion Jay Donaldson and Calypso? Those two men had a big non-title matchup. Jay Donaldson wouldn't agree to put the title on the line here tonight, of course, against Calypso.
Because he's yellow?
Absolutely. What a tremendous matchup they were having. But then Jay Donaldson getting himself disqualified, and it didn't really matter. It was a non-title match. He then just tried to talk down to Calypso, got in the ring, tried to lecture the young man. Calypso came back, though, and he showed why he is one of the hot up-and-comers here in the Northern Wrestling Federation. He took Jay Donaldson out of his seat, literally, with that flying drop kick that we saw. And then Calypso was prepared to cash in that golden ticket. He was going to challenge for the Unified title right here tonight in Fairfield, but Jay Donaldson cut him off.
Once again, Jay Donaldson having to throw a referee, beat on a poor, innocent referee to avoid having to put that title on the line against Mr. Golden Ticket Calypso, because he's fighting to hold on to his spot because he's no longer a 22-year-old stud.
Jay Donaldson's time is coming, but what about one of the most heinous and disgusting situations we have ever witnessed here in the Northern Wrestling Federation? As you well know, if you've been watching Bustin Loose, over the last several months, Nasty Russ, who, by the way, was no longer an employee of the Northern Wrestling Federation, has been showing up to our events and attacking his former best friend, NWF champion, the Titan. Well, tonight, Nasty Russ showed up yet again, and he demanded that Roger Ruffin grant him a title shot, not just a title shot, but the main event title shot at Fanfest, the biggest show of the year.
He had to have lost his mind to think Roger Ruffin would ever agree to something like that, so he then stooped to the lowest point of low, involving Big Mama in order to force the hand of Roger Ruffin to give him that title shot. And then after he promised nobody would get hurt, what does he do? Double stomps Big Mama's face into a steel chair.
What a disgusting and despicable act by Nasty Russ. We hope to have an update on the condition of Big Mama shortly here in the NWF. We'll be back with more Bustin' Loose right after this.
Brody, this jersey used to mean something to me. It used to mean a heck of a lot, but now it doesn't mean a darn thing. You see, you decided that you wanted to be the captain all by yourself. It was no longer going to be a team effort as it's always been. There was only going to be one captain instead of a co-captainship. You wanted to push me around, smack me around, and treat me like I was nothing. In Fairfield, I had enough, and that was just a taste of what's going to happen, because on July 15th, it's me and you, bottom of the ninth, and I'm going to throw the final strike across the plate and close out the everyday players once and for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bustin' Loose. Make sure you join us on Saturday night, July the 1st, as we return to 6105 Vine Street in Elmwood Place to Bone Crushers. Doors open at 6, bell time 7 p.m. On that night, you're going to see in a lumberjack match the mercenary Anthony Bryant as he takes on Christopher Michael Lotus.
Also signed for our big return to Bone Crushers, it's going to be one-on-one, the big swinger taking on this newcomer, Adam Swayze. These two men, they've had a war of words as of late here in the Northern Wrestling Federation. Let's hear more from the big swinger and Adam Swayze.
Adam Swayze, July 1st, it's me and you, baby. Bone Crushers. And I promise you that I'm going to be the one to put baby in her corner. Mr. Swayze, you claim to be from Hollywood, you claim to be some big star in Indonesia. Well, I promise you that after Saturday night, July 1st, down there at Bone Crushers, you're going to be walking away with a big old case of amnesia, son. You see, I plan on one thing, Adam Swayze, and that is knocking your lights out.
NWF Army, do you know who I am? I am Adam Swayze. And a few weeks ago at Bone Crushers, I had my premiere. But you see, Big Swinger, you ruined that. You ruined my premiere. You went off script and you did your own thing. So July 1st at Bone Crushers, we do take 2. We go one more time. Big Swinger, you're going to find out after July 1st, you just weren't made for Hollywood, kid.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bustin' Loose. The NWF is on the road, so make sure you mark your calendars. Saturday night, July the 1st, we return to Bone Crushers at 6105 Vine Street in Elmwood Place.
And don't forget, mark this date on your calendar as well, July the 15th, our big return to Fairfield. The last time we're in Fairfield before Fanfest, it's going to be a huge event.
And then, Friday night, August the 4th, we return to the Clinton County Fairgrounds in Wilmington, Ohio. Be sure to join us there.
I mentioned our big return here to Fairfield, Ohio. One of the big matchups you're going to see, Muldoon is going to go one-on-one with Mr. Reality Check. Let's hear comments now from Muldoon.
Big Jim Hutchinson. It seems as though now the time has finally come for you to face reality. Because, Jim, this time, your big mouth has bitten off more than it can chew. It's official. July 15th, me and you, one-on-one, live in Fairfield. Let me make one thing perfectly clear to you, Jim. I'm not back in the NWF to take pictures with fans or shake hands or kiss babies. I'm here because I feel that I still have something to prove. And on July 15th, you will get a very heavy dose of reality.